Rabbi Fass, Tony Gelbart, I just said it the way it is. The two of you as a dynamic duo, the sum is greater, or I should say the total is greater than the sum of its parts. You like that, huh? That is beautiful. Turn on Rabbi Fass's microphone so we can hear him, compliment my analysis. What do you think of that, Rabbi Fass?
That was very beautiful.
Greater than the sum of its parts. The two of you together have made such an amazing effort, have undertaken such an incredible task. The results speak for themselves. And sure enough, what the two of you are able to accomplish is greater than the sum of the two parts. Rabbi Fass is rejoining us. Tony Gelbart, shalom. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you.
Heard you had some trouble at the airport.
Yeah, they had to change the tire, but everything's good.
And you've been on a million planes. I'm sure that's happened before, no?
Yes, that's where I live.
Basically on the plane,
Sure.
right? We've heard stories from Tony. Most of his great ones come from traveling on the plane. All right, gentlemen, congratulations. The mega event is the largest ever, which must be an incredible feeling. Close to 1,300 people. They told me earlier about close to 150 are registering who had not pre-registered for the event. I assume that number has climbed since
a
couple hours ago. And it is unbelievable to watch how people here in North America have this cheshek, this incredible desire, this amazing yearning to be in the Holy Land. You saw earlier we spoke to somebody who's leaving March the 13th, going through the process as soon as... For some, it's not quick enough. For some, They need it to happen immediately. And they're ready to make it happen in 1 week if need be, which is unbelievable. And, of course, for this summer and for the big flights that are coming up, there's so many families that are going to be benefiting from this mega event and from all the work that the children's parents have been doing online and through the telephone number over the last few months. What is the average? Someone makes the first call. How much later are they in Israel?
Families?
Yeah.
9 months.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And therefore, those who are here today, it's not unlikely that they could be there this summer or certainly before the end of 2016.
Some families approached me and said, we're just starting the process. We're going to do it. What are the flights this summer?
Right. And once you give them the dates, they're ready to sign themselves up. It's pretty amazing. Now, when the two of you were on last time, and I believe it was at Ben Gurion Airport, you alluded to the fact that there are bigger plans coming, that there are a lot of things happening down the road, some of which you can't always reveal publicly. What's happening, Tony? What happens 13 years later that could possibly add to this entire experience, that could make the Jewish community around the world, and specifically North America, benefit even more from the work that you've been doing with Nefesh B'Nefesh?
Look, in North America, we've done a good job, and the people are receptive to what we do. You see the energy, and you feel the energy in this room.
Pretty amazing.
And it's just over the top. I think the future, God willing, holds for us a lot of challenges, but if we can duplicate what we've done and built here in North America to other countries, that's a little bit a hint of the secret. So we're looking forward to the future and bringing more Jews from around the world to Israel.
You've made efforts in other countries, correct? There have been efforts in other countries already outside of the United States, correct?
Well, not real efforts.
Right. Yeah, you need a stronger one. You need a better one. You need a
we've been receptive
presence.
On a response level, but to actively model what we've done here to other countries, that's the next frontier.
Is this a directive from the Israeli government, or is this a Gelbart Fass idea, or a little bit of both?
Yes.
It's everything, huh?
No comment. No, it's a little bit of both. But
I mean, there are people in the government asking you, the way it sounds, I'm just conjecturing here. You can deny or confirm as much as you wish. There are people who are asking you to get involved in places outside of North America to help facilitate Aliyah. And that means obviously educating a staff in different languages, learning, or at least getting people who are familiar with the culture of those countries to, I don't want to say infiltrate, but to bring the message of Aliyah to those communities. Not an easy task. It was tough enough in North America when you guys are really, pretty well versed in what's going on in North America.
We know English.
Yeah, exactly. You know the language, and you know how things work. You know how Americans think. Not going to be easy in other places around the world.
Thanks for your vote of confidence. We might reassess all of our plans after this interview.
I didn't say you can't do it. I'm trying to impress on people how tough a road it is. That's all.
Look, in this, in the climate of politics that we're going through today, you can understand that we're going to be very careful what we say here. But the challenge the opportunity and the excitement is to take the blueprint that was built, that we built with Nefesh B'Nefesh. You know, this is the roadmap, the blueprint, and see if we can
duplicate it.
Yeah, to move it to other places in need, people in need. And, you know, when somebody cries out, you want to help. You want to do what you can.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do. We hear the cry, and we're going to help. It's not that we didn't think about it before. We thought about it since day one. But, you know, North America is a very cool place for Jews to make Aliyah to come from. And there's other places as well. And you can just go down the list and guess, and I'm sure you'll guess well.
You can go through an entire global map, and you'll find plenty of places. Tony Gelbart, Rabbi Josh Fass, they are with us, dynamic duo that leads Nefesh B'Nefesh, that founded this incredible organization. Everybody out there is encouraged not just to be at this mega event, but at this point, if you're not able to be here today, to certainly explore Aliyah through their comprehensive website at nbn.org.il, and of course their phone number at 866-4Aliyah. We've told the story how the two of you dreamt of this many, many times. It's gotten to a point where now we could say how many tens of thousands have moved to Israel because of Nefesh B'Nefesh.
We're at 50,000.
At 50,000 already, which is pretty remarkable. And those numbers continue to climb. We are no longer surprised by what states are represented by Aliyah.
No.
I don't know if we've gotten all 50, but we're certainly close, right?
We're close.
We're very close, and I assume that includes the provinces in Canada as well, right?
Correct.
Very close to all of them. Very close to all of them, if not having achieved all of them already. We're not shocked at all anymore where Anglos, where North American Jews want to move to in Israel, right? Every area of the country is basically covered.
134.
134 different communities.
Yeah.
And you initiated, and this is, I mean, we had a chance to speak about this just as you had done it, the Go North, Go South, all these different initiatives which helped areas of Israel grow in terms of an Anglo-Jewish community. Is there anything that we haven't covered yet? Is there any concept or any initiative? You've done the medical, and you've tried to attract people to, from different industries to move to Israel. Anything we haven't done yet, or anything in the works?
We've covered lone soldiers as well
right.
on your show. That we're the only real nonprofit appointed by the Army to service all lone soldiers around the world after they make Aliyah and when they have to serve. So there's a body that helps them as well.
Right.
So we might also extend soon to Machal, to individuals who volunteer as well. So that's also on our short list of 2016 accomplishments.
We haven't done anything with broadcasters yet.
Yeah,
no, we haven't.
Broadcasters.
There is going to be a broadcaster fellowship that we're launching in 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And since Nachum,
how does one apply?
You've been working with us since day one and doing a wonderful job,
I didn't even speak to him. He just came off the plane like that.
They're talking about streamlining the application process.
Yes.
You're really ready to streamline it in this case.
I don't think there is an application process for broadcasters.
One of the things that you've done, now that you've given me a good a segue, one of the things you've done is of course made this process as easy as possible. I wonder if anybody has anyone done the research? What the OLED in the 1970s had to go through on average in order to actually get this process going? No, I know there are things we've discussed and things that happened on the plane that obviously never happened back then. But a real analysis, a real side by side comparison would be insane, right?
It's you can't compare it. It's just a different world. And sometimes I think that Olim today don't even know the contrast to what it was. Maybe 10 years ago when the transition was happening. But now it's a completely different world. This morning when I was at JFK waiting for an hour to get through passport, someone, I don't know who the person was, tapped me on the shoulder and says, "Can't Nefesh do this? Can't you just fix this problem?"
Yes, we could use you for that.
I don't know who you are, but thank you.
No question about it. I thought of that this morning as we started this show, that there are people now in this Aliyah process who don't realize that Nefesh B'Nefesh really, one of the reasons it was created was because of the Balagan. Yeah. And if not for that, and in a way we have to be thankful for that Balagan, because look at the incredible and amazing Aliyah that now exists, Aliyah process that now exists because of what used to be. And now we have this amazing process which gives people the opportunity.
A huge shout out to the dysfunction because it's gross.
Dysfunction got us to this point. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the world of technology also move the process along. It's run like a business, but the world of technology, we could do things today in technology you couldn't do before. I mean, the yearning to go to Israel and live in Israel, 1970, 1948, and 2016, it's the same heart, the same yearning. Technology, methods, Nachum, sitting here and broadcasting live here. Think about that for a moment. That's never been happening before.
Yeah.
So in 48 they didn't have that. In 72 they didn't have that, but now they have it.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to believe, that's for
go.
sure. What are your words of advice for those who come? I'm sure you get people who come up to you asking about moving to Israel, right? Asking you if they should do it, or if it's as easy as it sounds, or where should they start? What do you tell them when people like that come over to you and ask?
You go first.
All right, what do you tell them?
To follow their dream, to give that dream some kind of validation, and to do the research to get good advice. Sometimes that initial step is the scariest step. Sometimes people are somewhat scared of the vastness of the vision, and they don't even want to encounter the details. And sometimes people are fed bad advice, and they quash their dreams by just ill advice and ill suggestions. You owe it to your dreams and you owe it to your passion to do the homework and the research that's necessary and to follow it. And even if it means that you don't come through with it, just to give value to the system, to that concept, and to allow you to take those few steps. And I encourage individuals just to take those baby steps, just for your children also to see them, the parents also just giving value to that concept. So if it doesn't work for that generation, the next kids see that struggle of their parents, and they see that their parents wanted to, but it didn't happen. And there are thousands of reasons why Aliyah doesn't work for people, and people maybe should not get on the plane. But for that generation, next generation, to see that struggle, that itself is maybe the best inheritance that you can give to your kid, so that maybe they fulfill that, or at least the baton of Zionism and Tzionut and the value of Eretz Yisrael is passed from generation to generation. Showing them how critical it is, how critical Israel is to the family.
Look, I don't think there's a day that goes by where someone doesn't ask me about Aliyah.
Right.
Shabbos included, and more so on Shabbos.
Right.
Like yesterday. But I can tell you that the advice that I would give and do give, no matter who they are, is don't go in with one toe. Don't just take that little toe and stick it in, and it's gonna be cold. Take the plunge, go in, and it might be cold, but instantly you'll feel that you made the right decision. The water will be warm. So it's not just a little inch you want to take. You want to plunge. You want to give it all your heart and all your might to go ahead and make it everything that you think it's going to be. And if you struggle, if there is a struggle, and generally there's always something, but when you do that, it's the plunge that will make you work. It's not the toe in the water.
Tony Gelbart, Rabbi Yoshua Fass. So when you first dreamt of this, and we've spoken very often about the first Shabbos that you brought this idea to each other and started bouncing it around. So was there great fear? Was there a trepidation? Was there a more toe-like feeling than the entire body jumping into this project?
I don't think so.
No.
Full force.
I told him I needed 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then I said, when he came to me with the whole process, the whole idea, and I said, I need 24 hours. Got to check with the wife. Got to think about a few things. I said, but if we do it, it's not 100%. It's 110%.
100%. I think the day after our first charter flight, July 9th, 2002, I think we looked at each other like, now what?
What's next?
Like the 747 landed. We had a prime minister that greeted it. We had 400 people came off the plane, and we looked at each other like, okay.
What's the next show?
What's the second act?
What are we going to do?
And you didn't know at that point what the next act was.
We had dreams. We had a business plan, but it was just like, this is... There was a movement that we felt many times, and we've said this to each other many times over the last 13, 14 years, that we're on a ride, that sometimes we don't feel that we're behind the driving wheel, that there's a movement here, there's a thrust, and we're just very, very privileged that we're taken along for this very, very intense and very spiritually, beautifully satisfying journey.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah. No, we always said it's not about Rabbi Fass and it's not about Tony Gelbart. It's about the people making Aliyah. Build a brand, a credible brand that stands for integrity, efficiency, with a heart. It's like a business with a heart, and then run with it. And that's it. That's how it works.
And sure enough, it's worked. You feel it's important. We know there's a phone number. We know there's a website. People approach you. but you feel it's important for your staff to approach others, to have an event like this in many different cities, not just New York, and bring this to the people. It's not just the people that you're encouraging to come to you. You want to bring this whole concept to the people.
In this, talking about what Tony was saying about technology, we've, like everyone else, people are not leaving their homes. People are Googling everything. People are Wikipediaing everything. It is rare to have people leave the comforts of their home to gain information. And they're not really coming to gain information. They're coming to get a personal connection. And we had a huddle here beforehand, before this, and I grabbed everyone, my whole staff, before, and I said, people are coming for you. They're not coming to hear about shipping. They're not coming about rights, because they can easily call our toll-free number. They can easily email us and get a response within 12 hours. They're leaving their homes. They're taking their Sunday off. They're schlepping out to the Crown Plaza because they want to see a face. They want that connectivity. They want to see in your eyes that you care and you're concerned about their individual plans. And that's what's going to help people move.
It's so true. It's the handshake, it's the hug, it's the smile, and it's the personality. Because in today's age of technology, which we utilize to the max, it's this personal feeling that you care is what really is important for people.
And that's what drives them here to the mega event in New York City.
I just had a couple that came to me and they said, we emailed you on Friday. I said, yes, I know. They're like, we just wanted to shake your hand. I was like, but you got all the responses. And I said, no, we wanted to connect. I was like, wow.
Who would think in 2016 people still want to connect, huh?
It's a huge decision, a move. It can transform the trajectory of a whole family's line. So it's not enough just to have this cerebral information being gleaned from the internet. You have to have someone help you or escort you. You have to have that confidence and faith in the people that are entrusted in helping you make that move.
Yeah, when I was coming up the escalator now, somebody was going down the escalator and yelled out, "Hey, Tony!" I go, turn around. Somebody I know for many, many years. He knows everything about Aliyah. One of his sons made Aliyah, joined the army, did all the things. And I said, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "I'm just feeling it. I'm just looking around. This is great." I said, "You get information?" I said, "I have all the information. I just want to look around." And it's absolutely true what just happened. So that's it.
There are people who used to go to the Israel real estate exhibitions, not because they ever thought they'd buy anything, but they wanted to be in that atmosphere of,
Exactly.
I want to be there and get to Israel as soon as possible. Gentlemen, you're amazing, both of you.
And so are you, Nachum.
Thank you very much. Rabbi Josh Fass, Tony Gelbart, they are the founders of Nefesh. Thank you for having us here today.
Thank you for coming.
We got to figure out how we can do this live on the plane.
Yes.
That would
be
cool.
a good idea. Rabbi Fass is working on that.
Yes.
Yes. It's one of the things
challenge.
It's one of the things I emailed him about.
It's a short list.
Thank you both very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.